Supernatural, The Speculation, my audition yesterday, and my first TOR book since college today on the Ramblog. Hi, welcome to the Ramblog. I'm Nicole Murray, and anyway, this week, TV Guide came out with a tiny little blurb about Supernatural. They spoke with Robert Singer before they went to the writer's room and stuff like that, so it's not like any of the episodes had been fleshed out yet. But Robert Singer let out a couple of things that we pretty much guessed as far as what's going to happen in Season 8. So our first official Season 8 spoiler mentioned that Cass will be back for a number of episodes next season, and that Sam and Dean will be uniting fairly fast, which we had pretty much guessed. The question is going to be how much time has passed, because from what Robert Singer was saying, there will be a significant amount of time that has passed between the time that Sam and Dean parted ways, because Dean didn't have a choice and he was thrown in purgatory, and when they actually get back together. So it's going to be interesting to see, is it the 5 months that we're dealing with here, or is it more than that as far as the Earth is concerned? Is this going to be like between 5 and 6 where we've got a year's time for Sam to figure out how he was going to get Dean out? So we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. It's also going to be interesting to see how much time has passed in purgatory. Is purgatory like hell, where there is a significant amount of time difference? Maybe it's a month on Earth, but it's a year or 10 years in purgatory. We don't know. It could even be a slower amount of time. Maybe Dean will think that Sam saved him pretty fast and he finds out that a year has passed. I mean, who knows? So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what they do, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So let me know what you're thinking, what your wish list is, what you kind of hope to see. Personally, I'm always a little skeptical about any kind of gaps in time or push forward in time, just because when you're dealing with jokes and everything that are so on point with the times, they start to sound a little outdated when you push yourself forward into the future, because you can never guess what's going to be big in another year or so. Now, not everybody cares about those kind of things. It's just because I'm really retentive about focusing on detail and stuff like that. But it's just also the idea of the time lapses, and then being consistent with time lapses, because some writers may write something in and then other ones might not, or might have forgotten about the time lapse or something. And I think as far as Supernatural is concerned, it's always kind of hard for us to accept a time variance, just because the first few seasons were so in sync with what was going on with us that it just seems kind of weird. But that's just my own personal feel, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome regardless of what they do. But I can't wait to see what happens, and I'm really excited. I went on an audition yesterday at an equity theater, which means that the actors and the crew actually get paid. It's a small enough theater that you don't have to have union representation or anything, and I'm only in Massachusetts, but it was really, really exciting. I had to create, I had to kind of do stuff up. I had to go back and think about all the plays I've been in. I had to get a monologue prepared. I used Dottie's monologue in Tom Stoppard's Jumpers, 1972, very existential, very modernistic play. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time at the audition. Got to audition for 2 parts that either one I would absolutely love. I also had the chance to talk to one of the women in crew. It sounds like she's really kind of the head of it, and explain to her that even if they don't need me for an acting part next year, I'd love to participate in crew, get more behind the scenes work. So I'm really, really excited about it. I'll keep you posted on what happens. Now, I wasn't able to read as much of this book as I wanted to, but I did wind up starting it, and actually I'm about 2/3 done, so that lets you know how good the book actually is. The mythology that they've created is very similar to Norse mythology, and that's always a lot of fun for me. I love the characters. I love the Vikings and everything. The main character is 18 and thinks anybody over 25 is ancient, so that's a little weird. But other than that, the book is awesome. It's the first in a saga, so check it out. Next, I'm going to be reading Foundation, because it's about time for me to get into some classic sci-fi. So, thank you for watching, and more to come.